Hi, this is Kenneth Wong, editor for DE. Welcome to a new episode of DE Podcast. This is a special episode that is part of our December issue focusing on technology leaders. When a part designed in CAD is manufactured through injection molding, 3D printing, or machining, how faithful is the result to the original design? And if there are differences, how will these seemingly small variations and deviations add up in the context of the entire assembly? Sigmetrix specializes in tolerance analysis, which gives you a way to measure this deviation. Today we are speaking to James Stoddard, president of Sigmetrix. James, welcome. During the recent pandemic and the shutdowns and the travel restrictions, how does it affect the design teams that your company typically work with? And how does this new normal, does it new normal create new challenges for the industry you're in?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Ken. I think as we've all experienced through this pandemic and the shutdowns, where people are having to work remotely or from home, is introducing additional challenges to the workforce. We're not able to get together in the same room to analyze situations. So the importance of models, the importance of the data quality, the ability to communicate in a virtual way is becoming important. And it's kind of increasing the need and the integrity of the models that are used throughout the design process.
A lot of our readers routinely use simulation programs. What is mechanical variation management, and does it affect the accuracy of the simulation that people conduct?
Yes, it does. If we look at what mechanical variation is, mechanical variation is the difference in size and shape of the parts that result in the process used to make the part. And oftentimes, we may not characterize this completely within a simulation, because the simulations are often performed assuming everything is perfect as they would exist in a computer system in the model that we capture them. But as anyone who's tried to build something themselves, using a tool to cut something to a particular length, you find how difficult it is to actually achieve that length. There's different techniques that can be used to use more expensive tools to slow down the process, and this helps reduce the amount of that variation, but never really eliminate it. So having to understand mechanical variation in all aspects of the design process, in the use of simulation tools, and understanding how that variation is going to accumulate within the parts that are used within the assembly, and how they'll propagate between the parts at the interfaces is critical to understanding what the eventual quality of the product will be.
People these days, of course, are very much concerned with shortening the design cycle. So they might be thinking, perhaps incorrectly, that mechanical variation adds an additional time requirement to their design cycle. Thus, they might not be able to meet the deadline or beat their rivals and competitors in coming up with a product and bringing it to the new market. Could you help us understand how this process actually contribute to developing better products, and why is that additional time worthwhile?
Well, yeah, it's a good question, because I think a lot of people do have that misconception that I don't have time to do an additional step. I've already doing too many analyses already, and I need to get this product out into the market quickly. But that's where we as Sigmetrix are wanting to educate in the mechanical variation management as a process and not just a step in the process. Because having an understanding of the impact of variation early on in the design process can actually save time, because you have designed the right processes, you have fewer prototype iterations, you have fewer engineering change orders in production, all of which causes production delays, causes slips in schedules, and we feel that understanding the mechanical variation earlier on will help reduce those setbacks, reduce those iterations, and help you actually achieve faster time to market. with a quality that is acceptable.
So, James, if people want to learn more about mechanical variation or what you do, how do they reach you?
Well, probably the best place to find out more about us is to go to our website. It's www.sigmetrix, that's sigmetrix.com. We have some information there, and we'd be happy to discuss what we do and show you our products and how they can help you make better products through mechanical variation product.
Very good, James. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Well, thank you, Ken.
This is Kenneth Wong. Until the next episode, we are out.